There is something really weird going on between Candace Owens and Erika Kirk, and I'm going to explain why. You're definitely going to want to watch this one to the very end.
Okay, so I want to be very clear here. No one, and I mean absolutely no one, outside of my husband and Erika Kirk has the power to shut me up right now. That's it.
So her husband and Erika Kirk are the only two people that have the power to shut her up. This is a claim that she's making, okay? On September 16th, Charlie is shot on September 10th. Her first video after Charlie is shot is September 11th, and it's to my friend, Charlie Kirk. The reason I'm playing this clip has nothing to do with trying to catch Candace in a gotcha or criticize her reaction here or anything like that. I just want to show what I believe to be real human emotion and real human reaction. Because before we get too far into Candace is a psyop or Candace is a grifter or Candace has ulterior motives, we're now almost 2 months removed from this. So I just want to play this and give a bit of a refresher for everybody, okay?
And then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close. And he was my best friend and my brother. And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. There's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country. And he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young.
Okay, I think we can all agree that that is not performative in any way, shape, or form. Right, guys? We can all agree that what Candace is doing there is 100% real. That is real emotion. Those are real feelings. And I believe Candace was really close with Charlie. Watching this and understanding who Candace Owens is, or at least who Candace Owens appears to be from her online persona, it makes sense to me why Candace is so passionate about this. I'm curious what her relationship is currently or what it was like with Erika. Were they friendly? Did they communicate a lot? Do they communicate now? And the reason that I ask that is because for whatever reason, all of these conspiracy theories, all of these questions that Candace has had, she doesn't want to seem to touch the Erika Kirk part of it. As far as I can tell, in none of her videos has she criticized Erika's response or said anything negative about Erika Kirk in any way, shape, or form. In one of her more recent streams here on November 3rd, she goes back into talking about Erika because all of these conspiracy theories are now trending towards Erika Kirk is somehow involved. Erika Kirk's actions are suspect. That's all been building. And it's finally reached Candace. And I'm just going to play Candace's response to this. And then we're going to have a little bit of a discussion. And by we, I mean, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. And then hopefully you're going to give me your opinions down in the comments below.
Okay, so I want to address this. So many people have been writing into us, sending us emails, people that are paying in super chats, asking me to address Erika Kirk. And I guess my question back would be, what is there for me to address? She hasn't sat down for a long interview. All we have seen from Erika has been the speech at the memorial event for Charlie Kirk. I see the innuendo that is online. I am interested in investigating who killed Charlie Kirk. And the people that I have been reserving my ire for, my smoke for, my investigation for are the people that are blatantly lying. Okay. People that are just lying about Charlie Kirk. That was my reason for going after Alex Clark. She lied about the Catholic thing. That was my reason for going after Andrew Colvett, Mikey McCoy. Anybody that's told a lie, Rob McCoy, blood all over him, You got my attention.
What lie has Mikey McCoy told? Can somebody help me? It's not coming to my mind. What lie has Mikey McCoy said or told? As far as I know, Mikey McCoy hasn't told a lie at all. But Candace went at Mikey McCoy because of a reaction. Because he is acting weird. In her words. It's very weird what Mikey McCoy did. It's very strange. Okay, those are her words. So she's not going after Mikey McCoy because he's told a lie, as she's claiming here, where she's going after people who are lying. So everybody on the internet that thinks what Mikey McCoy did was weird also think that the way Erika has been acting is weird. I would argue that people think Erika has been acting just as weird as Mikey McCoy did that day, if not more weird than Mikey McCoy. So Candace clearly, it's not off limits for Candace to go at somebody for a reaction or for them acting strange. So why not Erika?
Lie has Erika told that I'm supposed to be focused on? Okay. Like, has she said something about, did she come out and say, Charlie never had an issue with Israel in the end? He loved Israel to his dying breath. She hasn't done that. She simply hasn't done that. So I feel like Erika is kind of sending a message here that she's not standing against the people that are telling the truth. I said early on, if Erika Kirk asks me to be quiet, I will be quiet. She didn't ask me to be quiet. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. A show on whether I like her hair, her outfits, that doesn't feel right. And also keep in mind that is the mother of Charlie Kirk's children. I had a real relationship with Charlie Kirk, a real friendship with Charlie Kirk. And what is left of him in this world are his two small children. So to just take a baseless attack, if I catch her in a lie, it's a little different, but to just take an attack on her does not feel appropriate to me. I haven't seen any reason to do that.
The defense wants to ban cameras in the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
I would not have wanted Erika it would not have been my advice for Erika in a stage of grieving to go from being the widow to being the CEO and the chair.
Okay, but she did though. What Candace is doing and what a lot of these people are doing, I think are definitely hurting the image of TPUSA. They're definitely having a negative effect on TPUSA, which is Charlie's baby, which is now Erika being the CEO is kind of her baby. It's also her husband's legacy. Why isn't Erika, who I'm sure is aware that Candace said, if Erika asked me to stop, I would stop. Why hasn't Erika asked her to stop? Just ponder that a little bit. I'm gonna play this a little bit more.
Chairman of the company. If I was running the company, I would have said, let's put in place an interim CEO, right? Someone below Justin Strife, I think, was the COO. I would have put in an interim CEO and allowed people to figure things out. Because it is a true statement that there's two things happening here. There's a widow, and then there is the chairman and the CEO. And that person, no matter what, is going to have to catch heat for any decisions the business is making. That's just the reality of the way the world works. When you're a CEO and you're a boss, if a mistake is made, doesn't matter whether you did it, whether you said it, whether you tweeted it, it's going to come down on you. And she has assumed that role. Okay. So criticisms pertaining to anything at Turning Point USA that are being directed at Erika are fair. Obviously, they are fair if they are directed about Turning Point USA and their actions. The second thing that I would say, and again, this is as unsolicited advice, so she's free to throw it out. But in the entire issue and the energy right now is that people, irrespective of what's happening on paper, don't believe the story. They don't believe the story. And you are, and of course, this is only a snippet of the interview, so I'm sure more will be said here. But I'm getting that you have seen the case. You think it's a solid case. She thinks it's a solid case at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff that they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy. They don't like the history of Rob.
Well, who's they, Candace? Why are you saying they? You've said you don't like these things. Why are you now saying they? Why are you passing the buck on that? That's a weird way to frame that. Why wouldn't she say, I've seen this and I don't like it? I've seen this and well, she's saying they. This is weird.
And Mikey McCoy and their involvement here. They don't like the video of Terrell. They don't believe what time text messages were sent or when the phone calls took place. Rob McCoy is lying. In the areas that you can control the transparency, I think doing that would be beneficial to Turning Point USA, because I don't think Turning Point USA is going to survive if they continue down this path of,
She didn't say I in one instance of any of those examples. She said they. And now she's going to, as she said, give Erika some unsolicited advice how to protect TPUSA after she's basically been on this rampage of completely destroying their reputation, calling into question pretty much every member of TPUSA besides Erika. She's now saying, well, they're doing this. They don't believe this. They think this. They think that. Why wouldn't you say I? That's a very weird way to phrase that shit. Am I wrong?
Tyler Boyer late night tweeting at donors as he did over the weekend. I think he directed his fire at like John Mappin and Arena Mappin, called John Mappin a loser. I don't think that that's the correct messaging to come out of Turning Point USA. And there is something that my husband always says to me, and I don't know if he got it from somebody else, he probably did, but the expression is, the market is always right. And the market right now is saying we don't believe a single thing that happened that day.
Okay, so she's gone after plenty of people because they had strange reactions. And all of her followers and everybody on the Candace train thinks that Erika has had very strange reactions, that she's acting very weird, that her tears are fake, that she showed up, she's hugging Trump in a strange way, that she's hugging JD Vance in a strange way. She's wearing leather pants. Everybody that follows Candace and is on this Candace train does not believe or trust Erika in any way, except for Candace. Candace is the only one out of all of these conspiracy theorists that hasn't said anything about Erika Kirk. Why? And why hasn't Erika told Candace to stop? I'm just doing this off the top of my head here. One reason that maybe Erika hasn't told Candace to stop is maybe Erika's just not that concerned about Candace. Maybe she just doesn't think Candace is going to do very much damage. And she's looking at it from a point of view that she knows Candace and Charlie were close. She knows that this is a grieving person. And maybe she's just looking at it as this is how Candace grieves. This is her process. She's on a tear. She thinks something's off. And Erika's just like, you know what, guys, listen, leave Candace alone and let her just go through her process. We'll pray for her. That's possible. I don't know how probable that is, but in my mind, that's possible. Maybe, and it's possible too, maybe Erika's a little curious to see if Candace finds anything. Erika's at the top. She's probably pretty distracted with the fact that not only is she having to grieve, she's got to deal with her children grieving, but now she's also CEO of Turning Point. So she's got to deal with that. And then she's, doing these sort of public appearances and these interviews. So she's trying to handle that. And she just doesn't have the time to really sit down and think about anything. So she sees Candace doing this, devoting it looks like almost every day of Candace's life since it happened to this. right? Even though I think Candace is wrong about a lot of stuff. Doesn't matter. Maybe Erika's just like, I'm just going to let Candace run and do her thing. Maybe she'll find something. There's one more option that TPUSA and Erika Kirk have been in contact with legal teams, and it's possible that they may be looking into a defamation case. And Erika's not going to tell Candace to stop. She's just going to let Candace do her thing, and they're going to continue building on a defamation lawsuit. I don't know. And there might be another scenario. In my brain, those are like the 3 scenarios that I can come up with. Maybe you guys have some different scenarios. I'd be interested to hear them. But I don't know out of those 3, which is the more likely, to be honest with you. I don't know what Candace's and Erika's relationship was like, if they had much of a relationship. I'm assuming that they might have, just the way Candace kind of holds her in regard. You know what I mean? It's like it's her or it's her husband. Those are the only 2 people that can tell me to stop. Or maybe it's just because it's out of respect for Charlie and the fact that, as she said, it's the mother of his children, that she would listen to what Erika tells her to do. But there's something weird going on there for whatever reason. Up to this point, anyway, Candace has not touched the Erika subject. Nobody else seems to be off limits for Candace Owens in this. Nobody. She's going after world leaders. She's going after the head of the FBI. She's going after pretty much everybody else in TPUSA, or at least everybody else in TPUSA was there that day. They're not off limits, but Erika is. Even though, if we go into these comments, Candace's band of misfit retards, they are super sus of Erika. Erika is calling Tyler the ultimate evil while dabbing away non-existent tears. She ate up the narrative of him being the killer, said she forgave him at the memorial fireworks ceremony, and her family is completely tied up with Israel. I think Charlie's wife was planted. Sorry, I don't trust her. The market is saying we do not trust Erika. How ridiculous is it that Erika Kirk actually thinks that Tyler Robinson did it? It brings me so much hope that the entire comment section is pointing out Erika. Erika is the key to all of this. Why are you leaving her out of it, Candace? What the hell? TPUSA is done. Erika Kirk needs to close up shop because no one trusts her. No one. A blind man can see Erika from a mile away. The moment I saw the video of her kissing Charlie's hand in the casket, then posting it on social media, what the F? I told my wife something ain't right here. Candace is playing the long game with Erika. She's not going to share exactly what she knows or thinks. Not Erika dabbing her cheek again. Guys, I can go on and on with these comments. If you have time, I would say go through and read these comments. But there is something, as Candace would say, there's something very, very weird. There's something going on between Candace and Erika. I think it'll be really telling what happens in the very near future. If Candace's audience keeps pressing the Erika thing, what's Candace going to do? Let's say Candace knows, right? That Candace just knows. There's no way Erika has anything to do with any conspiracy or anything at all. Let's just say she knows. Is she going to bend to the mob that is her audience? Is she going to run with that narrative? Is she going to feed it a little bit to keep them engaged? To keep them coming in? Or is she going to try to take a stance of, you guys are wrong, and potentially not only alienate, but piss off her audience? Is the audience going to turn on her if she doesn't push the Erika narrative? Has Candace dug herself a hole so deep? Will Candace whisper to her little friends? And by little friends, I mean the other large conspiracy theorists. Will she whisper to them to help me with this? To start pushing the narrative that they don't think Erika's involved, that they don't think Erika's stuff is weird. I'm going to be watching to see what everybody starts doing here over the course of the next week or so, especially after this Jesse Waters interview. Something is definitely going on. That's going to do it for this one. We'll catch you guys in the next one.